Hello everyone. So we got a new codex. It's the Space Marines Codex of the 9th edition, the newest edition. And this is my first Space Marines Codex, so we're gonna unwrap this codex together. Let's go! Because, as most people know, when you start collecting Warhammer 40k figurines, you start with Space Marines. Specifically, you start with the Ultramarines. But in my case, originally when I started collecting these models, I originally wanted to build some White Scars Space Marines because, you know, White Scars Space Marines are basically space Mongols. But then when I started doing it, I realized that painting is actually kind of challenging. So I was like, okay, maybe I should get one of those starter sets. So I got that one of those starter intercessor paint sets with 3 Ultramarines. Yeah, that's why I started. So basically, I started painting Ultramarines to practice, and so now I have Ultramarines and White Scar Space Marines. But I also would like to make some Blood Ravens Space Marines, because Blood Ravens Space Marines are from that video game called Dawn of War 1 and 2. I'm not gonna mention Dawn of War 3 because that game has a bad reputation. So anyways. Yeah, so basically those are the 3 chapters of Space Marines that I'm gonna make: Ultramarines, White Scars, and Blood Ravens. So anyway, here's the codex that we unwrapped together. As you can see, it's a picture of the Ultramarines intercessor shooting some what looks to be, I'm not sure what he's shooting at, but I think in this edition. That Space Marine is probably shooting some Necrons, since 9th edition starter set is Ultramarines versus Necrons. Anyway, and also I think they have intercessors now. That's like the new kind of Space Marines that got introduced, I think, in the 8th edition. Yeah, or at least I first saw in the 8th edition. Yep. Adapters Astartes. And so these books, they usually begin with some lore, so like background information about the story. And in this case, more information about each Space Marine chapter. I mean, there are actually a lot of Space Marine chapters, but they just go over the main ones. Yeah. And of course the rules if you play the tabletop, like so those data sheets. Yeah. I mean, as I've said in my previous videos, my main focus is on collecting models. Like, I'm just building them because I like beautiful things. And you know, I get these collectors because I like the lore, the story, and there's a lot of beautiful animation pictures. But I don't know. But as I finish up my models, maybe I'll actually get into the game. I'm actually not sure how to play the game actually. Well, there's plenty of time to figure that out. So, yep. Anyway, so thanks for unwrapping this game with me. And stay tuned, because I also have other model kits coming in. Like recently I got the what's it called, Hexfire. That's the one with the Grey Knights and the Thousand Suns Chaos Space Marines. That one's a popular one. I found the last set in my local area, so I don't have to pay $750 on eBay. And then of course I also have Indomitus coming. I actually found a box of Indomitus because Indomitus was actually released back in 2020, but I wasn't paying attention. So now it's like 2022, and so they basically all sold out. Obviously, sold out on eBay, and I ended up buying one for about $300 because it's Indomitus. I think Indomitus is probably the best starter set thus far. And yeah, just look at the box. That box looks nice. And of course, that's the new 9th edition. So that one comes with a new rule book too. And yeah, a lot of Warhammer 40k lore for me to sink in. Yep. Oh, and by the way, Warhammer 40k is a good way to deal with isolation. So if we have another lockdown, well, that means no more Pyro Shame. All the plastic models are gonna get built. Because the funny thing about the Pyroplastic Shame, I kind of have that because back in 2016 and 2019 I bought a lot of model kits But then in 2019, I became a digital nomad and had too much fun and basically forgot about my model kits. But then now the pandemic, and then the pandemic happened, and now time passed so by quickly. And last year I started playing a lot of video games because the lockdown prevented us from traveling. But then now I realized, hey, these model kits are actually better. Like, I actually learn some skills, learn how to build and paint. So might as well do that instead of playing games. And also games are getting kind of boring for me. So, yeah. As someone said, Warhammer 40k is like plastic crack. It's true, because every time I go to one of those Games Workshop stores, it really grabs my attention. Which is good, yeah. Anyway, have a great day.